this world ain't big enough for the both of us.
The Iron Curtain symbolized the ideological conflict and physical boundary dividing Europe into two separate areas from the end of World War II in 1945 until the end of the Cold War in 1991.
The Truman Doctrine was an international relations policy created by the U.S. President Harry Truman on March 12, 1947, which stated that the U.S. would support Greece and Turkey with economic and military aid to prevent them from joining Soviet sphere.
Get contained, communism.
Containment was a U.S. policy to prevent the spread of communism around the world. A component of the Cold War, this policy was a response to a series of moves by the Soviet Union to enlarge communist influence in Eastern Europe, China, Korea, Africa, and Vietnam.
In response to the Russian blockade of Berlin, the Western Allies organized the Berlin Airlift to carry supplies to the people in Western Berlin. Air crews from Allied forces flew over 200,000 flights in 1 year, providing up to 4,700 tons of supplies such as fuel and food to the people of Berlin.
The Berlin Wall was a barrier constructed by the German Democratic Republic starting on August 13, 1961. It completely cut off West Berlin from East Germany and East Berlin.
Mother of Russia, we've done it.
The nuclear arms race was a competition for supremacy in nuclear warfare between the United States, Soviet Union, and their respective allies during the Cold War, but no countries ever surpassed the power of the two superpowers, America and Russia.
The space race was a 20th century competition between the two Cold War rivals, the Soviet Union and the United States, for supremacy in spaceflight capability.
The Vietnam War was a Cold War-era war that occurred in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia from November 1st, 1955 to April 30th, 1975. It was fought between North and South Vietnam. It was the first war that the U.S. lost in many years.
The domino theory was a theory prominent from the 1950s to the 1980s that speculated that if one state in a region came under the influence of communism, then the surrounding countries would follow in a domino effect.
The Cuban Missile Crisis was a 13-day confrontation in October 1962 between the Soviet Union and Cuba on one side and the United States on the other side. The crisis is generally regarded as the moment in which the Cold War came closest to turning into a nuclear conflict.